My name is Michelle Hanbury, and the course is ELE 8932. What we're going to do today is run the remote desktop to connect to a remote machine, run the communication software, and then run the Studio 5000 software so that we can create and test a basic ladder logic program. So to do that, the very first thing that you have to do is in the Windows search bar, type in remote desktop. When you see it, click on it, and then show options, and then always ask for credentials, and make sure you have Woodruff in front of your username. So my username is Hanberm, and this is the machine I want to connect to. I'll be giving you the machine number that you'll be connecting to. So once you've done all that, click on connect, and then type in the password. This is your normal Windows password for the college. And then you could even select Remember Me and click OK. Eventually this window pops up. Select Yes to that. In the Windows search bar, type RS Links. And then click on it. This is the application that will configure the communications between the PC and the PLC. So I'm going to start off by actually deleting the link that we already have. So go to Configure Drivers. We're going to stop and delete that one and use this pull down window to select Ethernet IP, add new, OK to that, and make sure that you select the line that has the 192.168. This is the USB adapter connected to the computer that's used to communicate with the PLC. Click Apply, OK, and then we close this window. And over on this line, we're going to expand it to see the other Ethernet devices connected to the computer. And eventually, when you expand these points here, you'll find the controller. And the controller is at slot 0. Slot 1 will be for the digital I/O that we use, and 2 will be for the analog I/O. Some of the other slots will be used for instrumentation. Minimize this window. Go back to the Windows 10 search and type in Studio, and we want Studio 5000. Okay, once you're at this point, click on New Project, and make sure you've selected the Logics tab, and that you're selecting the 5370 controller, the Compact Logics. Open this up, and then select this line, 1769 L24ER QB FC1B. That's the hardware that we're using. I'm going to call this Lab 1A. Click on Next. Verify that the revision is 29. Click on Finish. Now that you're at this page, I want you to go up to here where it says Path and click on this icon. And then we're going to find the path to the PLC hardware. So expand this line that says Ethernet, and then expand this line that says 192.168.0. It'll have the controller's name on it. So expand that, expand the bus, and select the controller. The controller is in slot 0. The digital I/O is in slot 1. Once you've done that, select Set Project Path, and then you can close this. What this does is tells the processor, or the system, sorry, that whenever you have to download a program, this is the path or the location that we have to go to do that. So once that's done, go down to the line that says Main Program, expand it, and our program is going to be the main routine of that program. So double click on that. And this is the line where we begin to write our ladder logic code. So I'm going to bring this instruction down. Here it's called examine on, but more typically it's called examine if closed. So drag that down, and I'm going to give it a name, switch 1, and then right click and say new switch 1. Just verify that the type is base and that the data type is Boolean. Boolean is a data type where you only have two possibilities, 1 or 0, true or false. select create, add a second one, and I'm actually going to do all of the names at the end, and then add this third instruction, which is an output energize. Then add a new rung, so we can actually go here, add a new rung, and I'm going to add a branch instruction and put two other instructions within that branch. This makes it behave like an OR instruction or an OR gate, and this one's going to have it behave like an AND gate. And then we have to add the final output to the second rung. And there we go. And I'm going to give each of these a name. Switch 2, switch 3, switch 4, and lamp 1. These are my outputs. Second output. Okay, and once that's done, I have to identify each of these tags or instructions. So this one has been, that's why there's no error, but this one says unidentified. So right click on it, say new switch 2, and all you're verifying is that it's a Boolean data type and it's a base tag type. And then select create, same thing here, base, Boolean, create. And once you've done that, once you've identified them, the error goes away. So we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, so we've done that for every instruction. So the next step is to actually transfer it from our computer, this software, to the PLC. To do that, you go to this button and go to download. A pop-up window will appear shortly. And you can read this the first time, but this is just a safety message. It indicates that you may already have some hardware running, like an elevator or an escalator, and you're just warning the user that it might start up when you run this program. And that could be a safety issue. Okay, so now that it's running, you'll see that the rails are green. That's to indicate that the program is active. The other thing you want to verify is that you're in run mode, the controller is okay, and the I/O is okay. You're looking for all of those things to be green, those three boxes. So that basically is saying that we can now monitor the program activity on the real hardware. So this is actually connected to the real hardware in the lab. And if I want to test this without any real hardware, I can just right click on the instruction, say toggle the bit. And since this is an AND instruction, both of these have to be true. And when they are true, they go green. And that will cause the lamp to go true, and it will go green just to the left and the right of the instruction. So again, right click on switch 2, toggle the bit, and it does go true. And this one's an OR, so selecting either one of these and making it true will cause the instruction to go true. So that's your first program. If you want to edit it, you just go up here and go offline. You can add a fifth switch, let's say down here. I'm going to call this switch 5. Okay, and it's not identified, so I have to go to new switch 5, base Boolean, and then select OK, and then download it again. And now on this rung, for lamp 2 to be true, either of those switches has to be closed and switch 5 has to be closed. So let's just do a quick test. And when you are downloading, make sure that you don't have any errors. So I'm always monitoring this window. I have 0 errors, 0 warnings. And I can double check the software by clicking on this icon as well. And that's verify routine. So now to get lamp 2 to come on, I have to turn on switch 5. So I'm going to toggle that bit. Toggle, it means to switch states. And then I'm going to toggle switch 3. And there we go. We got everything working. And if I want both of these, I'd have to close those switches. So that's it for this first lesson. Thank you.